Hello friends, today in this live stream I will be telling you that how to scrape the Instagram profile details of any username inside Node.js and Express. And for this project we will be using Cheerio library, which is a Node.js library which is useful for web scraping purposes. So if you just go to npmjs.com and if you search for this library, you will find out this is the library that we will use. So it's a very tiny little library, web scraping library. It is very much similar to jQuery in syntax, and this is the library. So just you need to install this library. So this is its official website, which is cheerio.js.org. So as I already told you, the syntax is very much similar to jQuery. So this is specifically made for Node.js. So you can see Cheerio. So this is the documentation which is given here. So you can scrape anything with the use of this library. So you can read more about it in the official website. So this is a command which is there, npm I cheerio, in order to install this. And let me just tell you what we are building here. So if you go to Instagram and if you go to any profile out there, so we will be fetching all the details which you see here. This is a profile picture. We will try to scrape it. We will try to download it inside the local machine. All the posts that you're seeing here, we will try to scrape it. And this is the username. We will try to fetch the username, biography, external URL, all the number of followers, number of posts, all these things we will scrape it and display it inside a nice little table. So let's start building this application. So for building it, we will go to the desktop directory and go to projects. And here I will make a new directory which will be Cheerio Instagram. I will cd into this Cheerio Instagram and I will open this inside Visual Studio Code text editor. So you can see it has opened this inside a new folder here. So the very first thing you need to require, you need to make a npm init -y. So this will create package.json file. So now you need to install the Cheerio library. So Cheerio. So if you just install this library, so now this is installed. You can see here this Cheerio library is installed. It is seen in the dependencies section. So now in order to scrape the HTML source code of any web page using this library, let me show you a very basic example of Cheerio library. So if you include this library and now you need to fetch the HTML source code of any web page. So this example will also be given inside its official documentation. So, so if you just see here, this is the documentation, and after this, we can simply console log that the Cheerio dot load. So here we can simply pass a URL which is google.com or any website. So this will fetch the HTML source code for us. So if you now run this application, so it will give you all these functions here that you can perform here. You can get the HTML source code. You can also get the XML text out there, all this stuff. So we will need to have the HTML right here. So it will return the HTML of the rendered document. So if I run this once again, so it will return me, you can see it will return the HTML for us. This is the HTML source code. So we will use the same concept to scrape all these things. So let's start building this application. So after you import the Cheerio library, what you need to do is that we will also be displaying this data on the screen. So we need to install Express, npm i express and EJS. So install these two packages also. So after installing it, so let me paste the script here. This is the all it requires. This is a function. Let me paste this function. It is quite complicated code. Let me paste it. So you can see this is the actual function. It's a async function, and here you can pass a username, any Instagram username you can pass it, and then it will fetch all the information related to the username, and it will return to you. So this is the async function. You can see that. And now we simply need to call this function. So now to call this function, we just need to call start and simply pass the username. Let's suppose I pass this username, and basically it will return a promise because this is a async function, so it returns a promise. So now to handle this, we will simply say .10, and then we will get the data. So we will simply console log the data on the screen. That's it. So we are providing an Instagram username here, so automatically this will open this URL, and it will get all the response, and then it will load the response here, and after it will grab the GraphQL API, and it will parse it, and then it will return to us the user data. So now if I run this application, you will see that node index.js, if I run this, it is saying cannot access start before initialization. Sorry, we need to initialize this function at the top before calling this. So right here, just move this function at the top position. So once again, it is saying that request is not defined. So for having this, we need to install two more dependencies, which will be request promise. This is the dependency you need to install it. So what you will do is that npm i request dash promise. So this dependency you need to install it. So simply install this here. So now it is successfully installed. So after this, you can include this at the top, const request. You can require the request promise module. So after this, if you run this, so if you run the application, you will see it will return this object here, full object, which contains all the data that we require here. You will see this is a profile pic URL. This is a normal pic. This is HT pic. This is the full URL. And more information is there. You will see this is the full name. This is the number of followers, which is, you can see that this is biography. You can see that external URL. All these things which you see on the screen of Instagram, it is there here. Category name, you can see. And these are the related profiles related to the Instagram username. So all such information is there. So we simply need to display this information. These are the followers of the username, which is this property, which is around 2 million. So, so now we can simply make this application dynamic by introducing Express. So we can simply say require Express. We can set the view engine, which is EJS. After that, we can simply say app.get request response response render index. So right here we need to create a views folder. Inside this we need to create index.ejs. So inside this what we need to do is that we need to copy this bootstrap CDN for styling purposes. So simply paste the bootstrap CDN here, and I will change the title Cheerio Instagram scraping, and then inside our container class Instagram profile details scraper. So two people are watching the stream, guys. So inside in this tutorial we are using the Cheerio library to fetch all the details of the Instagram username. So bro, how can we make the typing test website? I will definitely try to make video on this, so don't worry. Typing test is kind of a game that you can make inside the browser. So after this we will have a simple form which will be making a post request. Method will be post. So inside this we will have a simple label, enter Instagram username. So we will give it a name attribute of username. This will be required. Then we have a simple button. So here we will simply say that generate profile info. So this is your front end is ready. So let me run this application node more index.js. So it will start this application. You will see that localhost 5000. So I think it is already running this app. So let me stop this app. And here we need to start this application. So we will simply say that app.listen 5000. So you can see this is our there. So one more thing we can do is that we can say form to autocomplete to off. So now we need to make this post request, which will be get info right here. So we will say app.post get info, and simply we will move this line, which is we will call this function inside this post request, and we will give dynamic username. We will get this username request.body.username. So we have given this name attribute username here. So right here you will see that we need to also bring body parser middleware. So this is a built-in module, you need not have to install it. So whenever you are working with forms, you need to install this module. So body parser JSON. So four people are watching the stream, guys. So in this tutorial, we are scraping the data from Instagram, such as the profile details and the profile picture, and we will be displaying it inside the browser using the Cheerio web scraping library, which is this library. And now if I launch this application, it will definitely work. If I pass a username here, let's suppose I pass my username, click generate profile info. You will see it will generate this profile info here. This is a biography, this is number of followers, all this stuff, external URL. So we can display all this information inside a table. For this, we can simply re-render the template and pass this information inside profile is equal to data. So when we load the page for the very first time, this will be empty. Profile will be empty. So we need to go to the template and right here after the form we will have a bootstrap table. So before that we will check here if profile exists, then only we will try to display the table. So this is the syntax of EJS. So now we will use the bootstrap classes table striped table head. So here we will give first we will give for full name, and then we will have the followers, profile picture, and then we will have the column for the biography. So the next column will be for, if you see the object, verified account. So this can be either true or false, whether the Instagram account is verified or not. This will be present inside this property, which is verified. After this, we also have the username property. So all these properties, we will be displaying this inside this table. So we can also say number of post. So for now, we will be displaying these six information. I think 7 things we will display it. So now we will have the table body tag, and inside this we will display this. So this will be profile dot. For the full name property, if you see that there is a property called as full name, if you find this property, you will see this. um, if you see here inside this JSON response, you will find the full name property. You can see this is the full name property here, full underscore name. So we will display this full underscore name, and then we will have the second property which will be for username. So this will profile dot username. The third property will be for the number of followers. So this is there inside this property, which is uh, profile dot profile dot edge underscore followed by dot count. So this is the property. This is for the followers, and then we will have the profile picture, which will be we will be binding this inside the anchor tag. So this is there inside this property, which is profile pic URL ht. So you can see this is a property here, which is profile underscore pic underscore URL underscore ht. So we will attach a target attribute to it so that it will open it inside a new window. So after the profile picture, we have the biography. This is very simple. There is a biography property, which is profile dot biography. Then we got is the number of post. So if you see the number of post property here, which is so this is there inside this property, which is edge owner to timeline media. So profile dot edge underscore owner. If you see, this is a property here, edge underscore owner to timeline media dot count. So this is 35 here. It can be any number. And lastly, we have the verified account property. This can be either true or false. So this is a property which you can see inside this, if it is a verified account or not. So if you see here, there is a property is verified. So this is underscore verified. So this is the is underscore verified. That's it. So 5 people are watching the stream, guys. So let me now refresh this application and try to run this. So now you can see that, guys, this will be printed out all this information, which is full name, username, number of followers, profile picture. If you click it, you will be redirected to the profile picture. You can save this image inside your computer. So this is my profile picture. This is full HD picture. And this is biography, which is, you can see, number of posts 35, verified account. This is not a verified account, so that is why it is false. If you put another username, click on generate profile info. So now you can see this will change this information. This is 2 million followers, verified account. This is a verified account, so the value is true. If I click the profile picture, you will see this profile picture. You can simply save this image like this. You can enter any sort of username here. So this, if you know the username, simply you will get all this information. You will see. So what can I do is that I can also add a property where we can go directly to the account of the username. So if you see here, So basically this is the URL structure in order to go to a particular account here. So we can simply say here, we can say account URL. So if you want to go to the account, so we can simply say here td, and then we can simply say, we can wrap this inside an anchor tag. So this will be https instagramu.com and slash, and then we can put the username of the person, profile.username, that's it. So it will also be profile.username, the label simply, and this will also open it in a new tab. So we can add a target property of underscore blank. So now if I type, you can also see a separate property here which is account URL. If I click this, I will be redirected to the account which I am scraping the info here. You will see exactly, which is 35 posts, 174 followers, 996 following. This is a name, full name, biography, external URL. All this stuff is successfully scraped here, all this information. And I will also be deploying this tool on my free media tools website here. Basically, this tool is stopped working here. If I go to my tool here, exactly, it's Instagram user information finder. So this tool has stopped working here. If I, you can see no longer this tool is not working. So I will be updating the code as well so that all this information will be there. So we will try to deploy this tool here in this video. So this is the full name, username, followers, profile picture, biography, number of post. And we can also add one other property which will be this following property, how many users the user has following here. So if you're watching it for the very first time, then please hit the like button, subscribe the channel as well. So one other property we can add here, which is following. So right here we can simply say profile dot, and this is a property here. If you see here very slowly, if you want to see, which is edge underscore follow. So profile edge underscore follow, and then dot count. So if you refresh it now, you will see that so now this will also have this followers alongside with following, profile picture, biography, number of post. If you change the username, you will get all this information. You need to have correct username. You need to have the correct username. So for some username, I think for this one it is not fetching this information. So now you can see that this is the all the information which is scraped here. So now I will try to deploy this tool here. So first of all, I will give the link in the video description to all the source code of this tutorial that I have shown you. So let me just try to complete blog post on my website coding Shiksha and then give you the source code. So I will give this title, simply paste the title here. So first of all, we need to initialize the package.json and then we need to install Express and then EJS template engine and then we need to install Cheerio library and also request dot dash promise. So after this we will paste the code which is for index.js file. So Control C and copy this code here. And you need to create a views folder and inside this index.ejs file and simply paste this code here. And also I will just give you a short snapshot of the demo application, and I have this tool which is Lightshot, so it will just put a snapshot of the so the link of this blog post will be there inside video description, so you can go to the blog post link and download all the source code. So the category I will JavaScript. So now this is published here, so let me give the link here, copy link address. So in the video description of this live stream. So now I will also deploy this tool to the tool website. So I will go to the free media tools website here, and so here we will open the index.js file. So I have named this as Instagram user info. So I will search for this template, Instagram user info. So let me just control C and let me paste it here. So I have pasted this code here. So there will be no JavaScript. So let me delete this all. Save this file. So, and for this we need to install Cheerio libraries, Cheerio, and request dash promise. So it is installed here. So simply we need to copy the post request which is there. So I will just copy this, and here I will first of all search for Instagram user info. And I will paste this code here. That's it. So when you think your profile will be empty here, so we also need to pass the title. We need to import these two libraries, which is Cheerio and so we need to restart the application. So now if I open my tool-based website here, so it is saying that request is already been declared. So Let me make it as request promise. So if I reload the application, so if I go to the service here and if I check here, if I type the username, so I think it is not displaying on this website, but if you create it locally, it will work. So here it is not working, but if you try to upload this to a website, it will not work, but locally it will work. I have shown you locally it is working. You can take any username. So you can see that. So all the source code will be there inside video description, guys. So thanks very much for watching this video stream. and I will be seeing you in the next stream.